Welcome to On The Bit. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Good day.
That's good, mate. A big day of Group 1 racing on Saturday, mate, with the Guineas at both Flemington and Randwick. So we've got 3 Group 1s to get through. The first Group 1 is the $500,000 Group 1 Australian Guineas for 3-year-olds over 1,600 metres, and this one's at Flemington. So who do you like in the Australian Guineas?
The Australian Guineas, Dave. I'm going for the Sydney horse Kermadec. He ran an enormous race in the Hobartville behind Hello Crown, where he was sort of settled a touch worse in midfield and really rattled home the last bit. Definitely saying that he's looking for a mile. He's a previous winner at Flemington over a mile with the Club. Yeah. I think he's drawn very well in 8. He's set in midfield with cover, and I think he'll prove too strong for his rivals. I think that Sydney form's pretty strong, so I think the 360 on offer is pretty good about this horse. I
thought it was an even bunch of 3-year-olds in this race, but again, I agree with Lenny. I thought the run of Kermadec in the Group 2 Hobartville last start was a better lead-up run than the Melbourne lead-up races. I think that Hobartville form could potentially be one of the best races in the lead-ups to the autumn and for the future of those 3-year-olds. I just think it was the run of a horse that was ready to peak third up, and Chris Waller horses tend to peak at their third up run. The addition of Nashua Willow as well coming over to take the ride, I just think he's the horse to beat. I nearly go far as saying I actually think he's a good thing, and he's $3.60. I just think he's on the bit.
Yeah, on the bit.
The second Group 1 is the Randwick Guineas, $600,000 Randwick Guineas, this one, for 3-year-olds over 1,600, and obviously this one's run at Randwick. A small field, mate, so who do you like in this one?
It is, it's a ripping race. Really looking forward to it, Dave. I think there's going to be a really good solid tempo with Scissor Kick and Shooting the Wind both pushing forward.
Yep.
I think this is going to allow Hello Crown to get the lovely run again, and I think, like last start, I think he's just going to get the peachy run and sort of run up inside them, and he's basically unbeaten second up as well, so goes in second up, and I think the 3.10 on offer about this colt is great value. He's had 6 starts for 5 wins. He's a pretty smart horse.
Good record, yeah. Stupid decision though to schedule both these Guineas races on the same day, but this race is chock full of quality and potentially the better race than the Australian Guineas. It hurts me to tip against the 2 of my favourite horses here, and Hello Crown and Shooting to Win, but I was taken by the run of Sway Nessie last start, and I'm leaning to him to upset the other 2 with James McDonald on board. There isn't actually a lot separating a lot of these horses in class, and a step up to 1,600 just might help Sway Nessie get over the top of these 2. He was splashing home last start in the Hobartville and looked like a horse who was ready to peak second up. A lot of them are second up in this race, but he was only beaten 1.85 lengths in the Cox Plate last spring. So this really could be a horse that really improves during the autumn. I just think he looked better value in this race at $4.20. And I think there's only going to be inches separating on at least 4 horses in this race, so definitely. Really looking forward to watching this as an exciting race, but he's on the bit for mine. The third Group 1 is also at Randwick. It's the $400,000 Canterbury Stakes at Weight for Age over 1,300 metres, and a very hard race to sort out, mate. So what have you picked in Canterbury?
Exactly what I thought, Dave. I thought it was a very tricky race with nearly the whole field except for 2 runners being first up from a spell. So Dave, I'm hoping more than confident that Catkins wins. I love the mare, but
you're a biggest fan, mate.
Yeah, but she's never won a Group 1 race, let alone against the boys. So but she is third up from a spell. She's in great form. Her wins have been really good. The 1,300 metre distance, she's unbeaten. And she's drawn to get a lovely run behind Lee Baz and Tiger Tease with Pumper on board. I think she'll definitely be in the finish. 3.10 on offer, I think that's unders. I'd be hoping you get $4 or more on the day if I was going to have a bet, but I probably wouldn't be having a bet in the race.
Yeah, I've settled on Hook to win this off the back of 2 nice trials leading into this. I know he's not known for his first up form, but I just think he might have been trained up to win this by Johnny Thompson, and I'm sure he's probably looking at this as his best chance to win a Group 1 race with this horse. Blake Shin has ridden him once for a win, where he led that day, so I expect him to get to be right behind the speed from barrier 2. As you said, a race of many first uppers, so few of them will be finding the line, but I'm just not sure if they'll be trained up to win it. In a race of 9 horses, he's $14 fixed. I just thought he was great value and a nice opportunity to have a collect even if he runs a place. So Hooked was on the bit for me. Stable news, Lenny. What's been happening? A lot's been happening this week, really, hasn't it? So what's been happening with Bluegrass?
Bluegrass has been busy at the sales, Dave, with yourself and Wes Hunter and the Freedman stable, and we've been purchasing some future prospects. You'll probably go in more detail, but very, very happy with what we purchased.
Yep.
We studied the catalogue hard for weeks, and sort of we had an idea of what we wanted, and we got what we wanted at the value, you know, and a couple of them at undervalue. So it was really satisfying.
Well, that's the important point, isn't it? Is making sure you've done your homework and you get the value horses and you're not paying overs for them. So we'll go through what we purchased in a second. We've got a lot of stable news. We've got Charles in Charge ran a mighty race on Wednesday at Sandown. He was just out overrun in the last 25 metres of the race to finish very close up third. So he's got good prospects next start again.
Well.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good ride.
He nearly pinched it. We've got a few running this weekend. We've got Boogie Days running at Cranbourne tonight in a 1300 metre maiden race. Really excited about this filly. She was a very encouraging run at Ballarat last start. She is first emergency. Hopefully there'll be a scratching before they close at about 7:30 tomorrow morning. So we're hoping she gets a run. And Lonmac runs at Cranbourne as well. He's in the last and looks right in this at a race over 1200 metres, and off the back of his run last start at Sandown.
Very good run.
Looks very hard to beat in that race. On Sunday we've got Captivator running at Clare, so he's backing up from his run last Sunday. Looked like he was going to win last week and just maybe run out of condition a bit. He's facing a very weak field this Sunday, so we really would be expecting him to win. Chosen Moment, he's running on Monday, the long weekend, the Monday at Moonee Valley, in a strong race over 1200 metres, but he comes down to 53 kilos with the claim to John McNeil, so he'll be right in that, and he's looking for that 1200, and he loves Moonee Valley. And trialling during the week, we had Turfinator, who trialled at Terang. That was on Tuesday morning, actually, that trial, and he won his trial by about 4 lengths. He actually jumped about last, went through the field, and then put a bit of a space on him. So yeah, he was impressive.
Yeah,
pretty exciting to see him get to the races for the first time. He's with Darren Weir now down at Warrnambool, and should be running in about a week's time. We're just not sure if we'll trial him one more time before he goes to the races, but very exciting. So at the English Premier sale during the week, we bought 3 new yearlings, and as we said, great value, all picked out by Bluegrass Bloodstock. Outstanding High Chaparral colt, who really looks group quality to us. We didn't think we'd pick him up for the price we picked him up at. That's the phone. There's someone trying to buy into the High Chap. Don't forget, High Chap is the sire of So You Think, It's a Done Deal, Shootout, Desperado, Alpine Eagle. This colt's gone to Lee Freedman, who's trained 124 Group 1 winners himself. So I just think I'm very excited about this horse. So we'll have some details further on about that one. We bought a beautiful Sebring filly. She's out of a stakes winning mare. We stole her for under 40k. You can't get any better than that buying a Sebring filly. Very flashy chestnut. She could be anything. And probably maybe even the buy of the sale was Camford Cliffs were going, for over 100,000. We picked up a lovely filly out of a Group 1 winning mare, Monmecki. We've got the half sister by Doomsday. By a Group 1 winner. Yep. He's a 5-time Group 1 winner. She's a Group 1 winning mare, and we picked her up for under 20 grand.
He shared the same time form rating as Frankel, as a 2-year-old.
I saw him at Royal Ascot. He ran on the same day as Frankel. We beat Golden Cobra and the Queen Anne, and he was an exciting horse. So Camford Cliffs, watch out. And he actually is the sire of Helsinge, who's the mother of Black Caviar. She went to Camford Cliffs this year, so Camford Cliffs could be a sire on the up in future years.
Definitely.
We better move on, mate. What's your best on breeding?
Lonmac, Dave.
Lonmac, yep.
Yeah, he was a 90k purchase from the Melbourne Premier Sales. He's by the Australian champion sire in 2010-11 in Longrow, who was the sire of the champion 2-year-old Impiero.
Yep.
Longmax Stam Evil Webb was a 6-time winner. She was listed placed by champion sire in Costa del Lago. So there's a fair amount of pedigree here, and Longmax possesses the double cross of Sir Tristram. So looking forward to him racing.
Longrow is also the sire of Exodus Feeder, isn't it? The slipper or favourite, equal favourite. So Longrow has always been a great sire, and he'll come good even as he gets older too, Lonmac. But he looks very hard to beat tomorrow night or tonight at Cranbourne. Value bets. I've got one value bet. My value bet last week shot clear. Firehouse Rock shot clear. Yeah. Thought I was counting my cash and got run down by Alpine Eagle. But we'll go again. We got Flemington Race 6, number 3, Star Fashion. She won first up last spring over 1400 at Caulfield. She's already a Group 3 winner. She's first up in a Group 3 race on Saturday. I just think the smaller field will really suit her, and I think the Flemington will really suit her as well. And in an open race, she's $9 each way. I just think she looks great value on the card. On the bit, Lenny. Who's your on the bit special, mate?
On the bit, Dave, is Kira Ma's horse, Akavuran.
Yep.
He had the red light flashing on his head, saying back me next start after his first up run. I thought at Flemington. He settled midfield with Michelle Payne and was having to change course a few times before finishing really hard for third. Behind Hard Stride, he meets Hard Stride a half kilo better. Here he's 2 from 3 second up, 4 from 5 at the distance, which are exceptional stats. There's a heap of pace in this race. There's 4 leaders, possible leaders. So Akamburan is drawn to get a lovely run in behind them, and I think he should be too good at the finish. He's $3.20 on offer at the moment, which is a good price.
Very nice. On the bit for me is Randwick Race 9, number 1, Puro. He looks to be classes above his rivals here on Saturday in the last at Randwick. I think he's got a lot of upside about him this autumn. I think he'll take care of this lot quite easily. I just think it's a soft kill for mine. He's $2.60. He's just on the bit. Off the bit, Lenny. We've been really good with these so far. We haven't got one wrong. So who are you off the bit with this week, mate?
Continue. Off the bit is race 6, Politeness at Flemington. That's mainly because of 2 reasons. She's being asked to carry 58.5 and a distinct lack of speed in this race. Made me think that she's a false favourite. She's a mare who likes to get back in her races, and with only one leader in being Girl Guide, I think Girl Guide could get a pretty soft time in front and control the race, which will make it a sprint home, which with a mare that's got a big weight. She's had 7 starts at the track for only 1/3 and 6 starts over the distance for only 2/3, so I think the odds are stacked against her, and being a favourite, I think she's much under, so off the bit for me.
I'm going to upset you here, Lenny.
Yeah.
I'm off the bit with Catkins this week, mate. Randwick Race 7, number 8. Outstanding mare, but she's yet to win a Group 1, yes. And although she's got the fitness edge over her, she looks the horse to beat. I just don't think, I'm not sure she's going as well as she has been this prep. I just think the males may just have a bit of a class edge on Saturday. She's favourite. For mine, she's off the bit. So, big weekend of racing, long weekend of racing, mate. We'll be back next week for Super Saturday at Flemington, which will be great racing again. So, good luck this weekend. See you later.
Cheers.